What's good, everybody? I'm here to talk about the Krookodile and Krokorok line, and I am super excited to get into these really awesome busting changes. But quickly, as a little disclaimer, especially for a video like this, where you might notice the crazy high base stat total and be like, what the fuck? Why is Krookodile specifically so strong? What are all these new moves? What is this? What is this hack? This is crazy. If you are thinking that, you happen to just be clicking on this video, definitely check out the description below. Or if you have just yet to do so and you do watch all my videos, definitely make sure you check out the description below, because I have a link to the same Google Sheet that I screen share in all these videos, and right here on the bottom tab you can see a search all moves here guide, and I go through every single move buff and change in the hack, of which there are over 600, and there are 130 plus custom new moves, so you should definitely give those a look because those are really important. And there's also a bunch of other useful guides here on the bottom. But Krookodile, they are now a semi-pseudo. If you are familiar with my other buffs and changes, you'll already know what this is, and you're probably already, familiarized with what this is. But for those of you who don't know, the power levels in this hack are overall a lot higher, and I've added a bunch of new pseudo legendaries as well as semi-pseudos. So there are a bunch of new 600 base stat total regular Pokemon, as well as 575 stat total Pokemon. Stat total is not everything. It is not even close to everything, especially in a hack like this where I've already designed every Pokemon to be great with the stat total that I gave them. Every Pokemon is viable until the end of the game anyways, so stat total is more of a luxury than it is like, oh, this Pokemon is better than other Pokemon type deal. But for context, to show you what Krookodile fits in with, Krookodile fits in with Pokemon like Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Magmortar, Electivire, Mamoswine, Slaking, Walrein, and then Krookodile is now the 8th full semi-pseudo. There are also 2-stage and non-evolving 575 stat total Pokemon like Tropius, Arcanine, Exeggutor, Camerupt, and Abomasnow, but those are for another video. These are like a true semi-pseudo. And because of that, that makes Krokorok extremely viable. They evolve with a gem, so that way you don't have to have your Pokemon spam evolve every level. So once you're level 40, if you are preferring Krokorok, you can use Krokorok. It really just depends on which one you prefer. Krookodile is faster, bulkier, and much stronger. However, Krokorok with the Violet is bulkier than Krookodile, probably by a little bit. Not to mention, he is only 5 points slower, he is 15 points weaker, and he does not have Strong Jaw. Instead, he has Moxie. So, for those of you who are upset about Krookodile losing Moxie, just use Krokorok and you'll be happy. In a hack like this, Moxie is still very good. They have stuff like Dragon Dance and Sucker Punch and Swords Dance and Bulk Up and all this great stuff to abuse with Moxie, but at the end of the day, Moxie is not... I would prefer the immediate power from Strong Jaw, because Strong Jaw is incredibly powerful. Crunch becomes 128 base power, and then you have coverage moves like Psychic Fangs, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, and Poison Fang, and Jagged Fang. So Psychic Fangs, Jagged Fangs, and Crunch become 128 base power, while Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, and Poison Fang become 112 base power. So those are all 6 of those are very good coverage moves, and then you also have Crunch for stab. So those are awesome with Strong Jaw. Sandile also has Sand Rush. I just think it's kind of a cute little gimmick that their ability changes each time they evolve. Sand Rush is only useful for Hala, and it's not useful for Hala because you'll evolve by then. But for, like Totem Gumshoes, the electric type guy, there's like a route boss who's going to give you electric terrain. There's a couple of boss fights. Boss fights between Melemele Island would be nice to have Sand Rush for specific things, because the Sandstorm TM is early game. And then you can also have Sediment at level 14, which will heal you by 2/3 under the sand, which is also just nice in general for Krokorok and Krookodile for a reliable recovery move. So that's pretty cool. They also have other great utility like Parting Shot. Intimidate in general is incredible. Violet Intimidate Krokorok is a great bulky Pokemon. You can run max HP, max defense with Intimidate, or max Def with Intimidate, and become a super tanky Pokemon and support Pokemon with Taunt and Parting Shot and all this other good stuff. Glare is incredible because Glare drops the opponent's attacking stats by 1 and paralyzes. So yeah, great utility Pokemon right there. Battle Cry later on, at level 40, that drops both the opponent's offensive stats by 2. So, Intimidate, Battle Cry, Parting Shot is like beautiful defensive check for a bunch of Pokemon. Ground Dark does have a lot of weaknesses, but it also has a couple useful resistances, if I remember. Not only are you immune to Electric and Psychic, but you also resist Poison, Dark, Ghost, and Rock, so that's pretty cool. In general, yeah, you might be looking at this thinking, okay, isn't Krokorok just better? No, because Held Items are very important in this hack, and without a Violet, Krokorok is significantly frailer than Krookodile. Not that it's frail, because 75, 70, 60 with Intimidate is very bulky still on the physical side, but especially it is very frail without a Violet. And the good thing about Krookodile is he has that naturally good 85 SpDef and 105 HP. You can also run an Assault Vest on Krookodile with Intimidate. That'd be really good with like U-turn or something. And that 15 plus attack difference and that strong jaw is definitely worth using Krookodile. But, you know, if you happen to like Krookodile, I know a lot of people love Krookodile. I think he's pretty cool. I think the whole line is just awesome, honestly. They're really cool. But in general, Krookodile, you know, you're going to want to hold a lot of different items in this hack. You know, not that Krookodile can't hold a choice item, because you can still slap a choice bait on it for certain boss fights and, you know, go off with your sucker punches or whatever you want to do and get those Moxie boosts going, or, you know, like a life orb with first impression, get a little pick going and get that +1 from Moxie after you kill it with first impression, then you can go to town from there. It's also a good Dragon Dance user, you know, all this really fun stuff. Speaking of Dragon Dance, I don't know why they didn't get that in normal games. Like, fucking Steelix gets it, which is fine, but how come? I don't know why they didn't give it to Krookodile. I feel like if it, you know, for Alligator, for example, gets it. I don't know why they didn't give it to him. I feel like it would be really cool for them. But regardless, yeah, just awesome stuff here. Very powerful stabs. Another good thing is Power Trip / False Strike or Dragon Dance plus Moxie. All these things go really well with Moxie. Again, though, I want to highlight that it is a lot more difficult to get sweeps going in a hack like this with higher power levels. Not to mention they are weak to first impression, so that's an easy way to just, you know, for the AI to just be like, hey, dude, switch the fuck out or you die, or, you know, you have to run Protect, which then also takes up a move slot, and you also have to prepare beforehand, and a lot of people might not do that, which is definitely something I recommend doing, by the way, is preparing for the boss fights and using all the tools you have at your disposal, because I've designed it so that every Pokemon has 2 useful abilities that you switch between. I've designed it so that way most Pokemon at least can run multiple different EV spreads. For example, in this case, you can run a bulky EV spread or a speedy EV spread. It really depends on the situation. Scarf sets are also great, obviously, on both Krookodile and Krookodile. In general, these guys are just awesome. I don't know what else to say, really. Very straightforward buffs and changes, just really cool stuff. Power Trip is great with Moxie because Power Trip gives you another +1 attack boost each time you click it now. So, for example, Swords Dance or Dragon Dance or Bulk Up plus Power Trip will give you a lot of boosts. However, Power Trip only has 3 PP, just for balancing reasons. It's still an incredible move, obviously, with this buff. And then False Strike is a really cool move that you can use in conjunction with that. That will give you +1 attack and accuracy, and it actually won't knock out the opponent. It comes from False Swipe, which might not sound good, but when you actually think about it, that's great, because the AI often does not switch out. So you can actually get off an Intimidate or a Moxie, and then you can get that False Strike. Oh, I should get the Finishing Blow. Let me give that to them at level 50 as well. About that. That would be a really cool combo. You know, Power Trip, False Strike, Finishing Blow is like an awesome combo with Moxie, because Finishing Blow will give you +3 attack when you knock the opponent out, and if they're already on 1 HP, you can pick them off, you know? So that's really fun. But let me put that in the files before I forget. Krookodile. Finishing Blow, and then same goes for Krookodile. But yeah, those are really fun. And like I said, Eviolite is viable on Krookodile. It's not like it's better than Krookodile in any regard. Even just holding like a super effective Weakening Berry, for example, you might need a certain pivot into a certain Pokemon for this boss fight. Oh shit, they have a coverage move. Let me give them a Chople Berry so I can live their fighting move and then kill them. You know, that kind of deal. That's really important in a hack like this. That's actually a very common item you're going to be running a lot of the time. So you're going to want that for sure. You know, and not that Krookodile couldn't run those items. It's just it's a lot frailer without a Violet. So yeah, regardless, the Krookodile's great, but I would prefer Krookodile. Honestly, you could totally use Krookodile for a while after level 40, but even up until level 40 is a great Pokemon. So yeah. Otherwise, other good utility stuff. I already covered most of it, but there's also stuff like Breaking Swipe and Torment. Breaking Swipe is nice because it's 70 base power, drops both the opponent's offensive stats by 1. Acid Reflux is nice, that poisons and drops SpDef by 4. All kinds of really nice fun stuff. Foul Play could be good on like a really tanky set with 0 attack investment, you know, max HP, max defense, Foul Play, Intimidate, Parting Shot. It's great. It's really bulky and strong and good, and it's just a really fun Pokemon. Coverage-wise, they're great. Not only do they have the Fangs, which of course are boosted on Krookodile, they also have stuff like Play Rough, Wild Charge, Gunk Shot, Aqua Tail, Iron Tail. All these moves are buffed or changed, by the way, so check those out. Close Combat, all this fun stuff. So, yeah. I'm gonna leave the video off there. Honestly, I think I covered about everything. Awesome. Again, I think the Semi-Pseudo title really fits them in terms of like the size of them and the just like their vibe, if that makes sense. Like they honestly even could have fit as pseudos, but they're not mixed, so making them pseudos is like extremely over the top in this case. So Semi-Pseudo is perfectly fitting. They fit right in with Pokemon like Nameless Swine and Nidoqueen and Nidoking, in my opinion, and Walrein and all these other Semi-Pseudos. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much for listening. Also, if you listen this far into the video, definitely subscribe to the channel. I am trying to hit 1K pretty soon, so hopefully by the time you listen to this, I probably am already at 1K, to be honest. Yeah, Thanks for your time, and I'll be back for more Unova Pokemon coming up.